Hi, my name is Michelle. I'm Congolese. I come from Congo, and where I come from, basically, it's a place of togetherness and unity. And when I moved to South Africa, I found that people live segregation. Basically, you've got people living in gated communities. You've got certain churches just for certain people only, Congolese or South Africans only, or Zimbabweans. And you'll go to school and you would have kids hanging around just the area where they come from. So you have the colours, we even give them a name of Aldos because they hang around together. The Indians hang around together. We gave them the nickname of Lenasia. The blacks were hanging around together in one place. We give them the name of Parliament, and we're like, and you see all these things, and you ask yourself, is this really God's message? Is this really what God wants? And I was very challenged by the verse of loving God with all your heart, soul, and mind, and also loving God, loving people. And that really challenged me because I didn't want to fall into that category. Because I believe that's not what God wants. And so by loving God more, I was able to to be away from that, to have a different change of heart, if I can say, different attitudes towards loving people, because that's what it's all about. God is all about community, and that's what we gotta do. We gotta get out of our comfort zones and just allow God to work in us to change our attitudes towards people and just doing His mission and His work.
So in the Bible, there's a story about a son who leaves home and takes his inheritance, and he squanders this inheritance living a promiscuous lifestyle, and he becomes a slave to a foreign master. And that's really a story about me, I guess, because I became a slave to pornography when I was about 8 years old, and I served this thing. And even when I found God, when I found a home, I found myself in slavery elsewhere. And I found that I couldn't serve God with my body. I couldn't serve Him in the way that I wanted because this thing had a hold on me. And growing up in the church system, I just tried to be a better Christian. I focused on my behavior, trying to get that better for people to see and hopefully like me. And I think that's the problem, is that I focused on my behavior when what really needed to change wasn't my behavior, it was my mind. I'm supposed to love God with my body, my mind, my strength. And I realized that I was in slavery because I believed certain lies. And one of those lies was that I could do this on my own. That every time I said, oh, this is the last time, I'm never going to do this again until next time, that was a lie, that I could do this on my own. I needed to get real with people. And another lie that I kept on believing was that I needed this. And God says, you have everything you need. I am your shepherd. What shall you want outside of God?
As a student at university, I've realized that I can get so caught up in things and expectations of people and career and jobs and hunting things down and just studying and achieving goals, and that I tend to forget that it's not about me, it's not about the selfish lifestyle, it's not my time, it's not my resources, it's not my career, but it's all for God. And as I've learned to love God with all of me, with my heart, my soul, my mind, my strength, that it really is just God's time and God's resources to glorify Him through that as well, not just for me, but for God.